Now it should be open. There we go. No sound. Should be fixed now. Now it should be open. There we go. No sound. Should be fixed now. All right, new hourly candle. Looking short for sure. I want to start getting a little better at looking at all the, like, look at oil right now. Oil looks like a real nice short. So does NQ. Or sorry, where's that? That's gold. NQ also is a good short, but what are we on? CLF. All right, grab CL short 72.70. Stops 25 cents. Yeah, CL is. Correct, Tony. All right, hard stop on that CL. I'm gonna start looking at NQ now for a short. Maybe for a short. ES is definitely a little stronger than NQ right now. Its retrace was a little way higher than NQ. NQ kind of stayed at that low of day. CL back in profits. Gold looking long again. Gold's kind of in a funky spot because I don't think I want to be shorting gold, but I certainly don't want to be on the wrong side of if it is going to go short. It looks like it's going to go and fill this gap based on the 15. NQ kind of retracing still. KK said, how many contracts do you know how to trade for 150K? Well, it's all up to your trading plan. I know the max you can trade. You can trade on a funded account. It scales, so you can go from 3 up to 15. But if you're going 15 contracts, you're probably, not keeping the account for too long. Usually, I can only scale up the contracts I typically play on 150 account. 100 the 150Ks. I can only really scale up how much size I'm trading with if I'm up huge on the day. And then, if I can start scaling up, you take the risk of covering more winners if you do lose. So make sure you back test it. But yeah, there is like a limit that Top Step puts on it. So
I thought 15 was your default out the gate.
oh no. Oh no. Now NQ's starting to turn. I wouldn't mind NQ going up to fill one of these fair value gaps, but it's also sitting like right in that pocket where it doesn't really need to. Anywhere between 50 and 70 usually gets enough liquidity. But I wouldn't be surprised if it went up to 15,900. Might be out at break even on CL. This thing's not moving like I need it to. Man, under 37, this thing flushes. Nothing super crystal clear right now, so days like these, I want to be sure that I'm playing safe and not forcing anything. Gold looks like a short, I think. Ooh, huge green candle on CL. Stopped out of that one. Wow, that is one big green candle. Grabbed its liquidity it needed, that's for sure. Outside bar now on the 15. Now NQ's still sitting here. ES is above that fair value gap. Most intriguing is probably gold here at this break structure for value gap, but I might take gold or oil long after that liquidity sweep. Could go outside on the hourly. I am going short NQ 35.75. 20-point stop.
RTY. Pull that up at all.
You said RTY?
Yeah, it looks strong. Being a lot of that, IWM running and then the Qs either selling off or just holding.
Yeah. Yeah, RTY, I don't know. It doesn't usually follow suit that much with when I've looked at it at least. Usually
Like
been
right
way
now, the
stronger.
last couple of days, we've had like that rotation into the, into the small caps. So that
Yeah.
runs and then, NQ kind of like dumps and then consolidates and dumps and consolidates.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of been getting a better trend, I guess.
Right. Yeah, RTY looks long for sure. New 15-minute candle here. Ended a failed 2. So if this can go 2 down, it is a good look. There it is, 2 down on NQ. Taking a 10-pointer here, half trim. Just at the low of day here. There's 20 points. Taking some there. Next trim at 40. CL looking long again. See if it's going to actually break out here or not. How's SPY looking? SPY still rejecting that fair value gap. Got to watch that on Q. Coming up to a psych level here, 15,800. Under that, we probably are entering that fair value gap I was referencing earlier. Apple looks like a nice short. Last minute here on this 5-minute candle. Would like to see it end red. Well, definitely red, but strong red. I don't want to see any weak garbage up here closing in the 20s. I have a limit in for that 40-point trim. All right, new fiver. Wouldn't be surprised, to see some movement up first. Remember, there's got to be an upper and a lower wick, so any movement up is just part of the upper wick. Ideally, obviously this could be the lower wick, but if we're gonna make an upper wick, we have to go up to do it. So, just things I've learned over time. The immature trader is freaking out right now, thinking that price is reversing on them, and you know, he's got to close his full position because price is not going in his favor anymore. But in reality, price never just shoots down or shoots up. It's got to go both ways. You just need to be on the right side where, you know, you need to be on the right side of the trend. I forgot it. I didn't alert the 20-pointer. Man, I was gonna take that CL short 20 cents of a stop. There is gold short now. Down 2.5 cents or 2.5 points since I said there. Thing we have to watch here is ES is definitely still above its low of day. Still above its opening range as well. So NQ is there's definitely some SMT divergence going on right now. There's 40 points. Next trim at 4R. I could trim at 50 points, which is typically what I do, but I think that it can reject anywhere between here and there. Those 384 puts are at 0.81 now, 0.77. Leans. Hi Jesse, what's the best way to contact you? You can send me a DM on Discord is probably the best. If for some reason you're not able to do that, then Twitter probably. Or my cell phone number at JK. No cell phone number.
How about your social?
Yeah, my social. Or my address. You can send me a letter.
I always send you a Christmas card.
Still shooting lower. Mickey said, beautiful trade yesterday. Thank you. Coming up on, we're at 70 now. Not we. I am up 70. Hey Jesse, how many contracts would you trade for 150K top step account for your trading plan? Just started the top step account today. Do not want to oversize. Well, I can tell you one thing right off the gate. It's way easier to increase size than decrease size. It's so hard if you've already done the damage because you oversized. You know, let's say you hit your max daily loss already. Well, obviously you can't trade today. but then tomorrow you have $3,000 that you have to make up, and if you are going down in size, you have to make more trades to make that up. So I would start lower. Um, my size is definitely at least a couple monies, just because they do give more of a buffer there. A $3,000 daily loss, you can break it up if you want to lose 2 trades, 3 trades, 4 trades in a day. Let's say you want to lose 4 trades in a day, then you can calculate how much you can lose per trade. That's $750. Then you calculate, your average stop loss distance, and then you can see how many minis you should be buying.
You mean mini or micro?
Mini.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if it's changed yet, but they don't do what Apex does, where you can do like, if it's 2 minis, you can't do 20 micros. You can still only do 2 micros. They said they were gonna change it in
I hate that.
end of quarter, but I don't think it's changed yet. Plus, I've kind of gotten comfortable where I'm at. I typically can trim in and out on Top Step. Obviously, it's more ideal to switch from minis to micros at a certain point, like when I'm up a big amount, but I make do. There's the 4-hour trim, 80 points. But yeah, KK, there's not a one size fits all, and especially you should. I mean, I'm gonna say it as nicely and humbly as I can. You probably shouldn't be trading the same size I do right off the gate. I don't take full R losses almost ever, meaning I don't hold my trades to stop loss. And I am way better than I was even just 2 years ago, at knowing when I need to either step away or when I need to get out of the trade. A lot of people don't know that stuff, and it, you might blow your account if you're oversized. So like I said earlier, you definitely gotta be careful of that. Isaac said, in a downtrend, is it worth going long to fill a fair value gap? For example, silver bullet. That's kind of my beef with ICT stuff. I haven't, and I might be totally naive when I say this, but a lot of his stuff is counter trend, unless you're looking at higher time frames. But like silver bullet, for example, you're looking for a liquidity sweep, and then you're getting in on the first break of structure for a value gap. So you're getting in on the first lower high. So most traders would say that you're catching a falling knife. I know that ICT is different than that and a little better than that, and more precise, obviously. But for me personally, I like to play on the side of the trend. So I'd rather catch retraces to go short again, rather than catching a long here to fill a fair value gap. Because there's no reason to be long right now. I don't think. Um, but I can tell you why to go short, because look at the time frames that we're on. Daily, look at the daily candle, huge red. Look at the weekly, huge red. Look at the monthly, it opened red. All the everybody big money is short right now. So I will not be going short, or sorry, I will not be going long. There is money to be made going long. The question is just how deep to retrace. If you're drawing a Fibonacci, each of these levels are mathematical, right? It can reject at any of these. It can go all the way up to 786, but if it goes just to 0.236, that's a shallow retrace, which means it's a strong trend. So you could take a long here and get 20 points, but you're trying to call the top and bottom. So I would rather play on the side of the trend. Just catch a piece of it. Like look where this is my trade right here. Obviously, I missed all this because of overnight, but even if I missed this during the regular session, I'd be happy to catch this part. You only got to catch a piece of the trend to make some good money.
Yeah, I'm learning the strat like you've been telling us, and that 3-2-2 reversal on the 5 minute was beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, failed two is probably where I would just say the 2-2. I know there's a 3-2-2 strat setup. I'm pretty sure, but my favorite is the 3-2s. Those have quickly become my favorites. Let me see if I can find an example. Yeah, right here. Look at the 15 at 8:15 and then 8:30. 3-2s kind of have been my one of my up and coming favorite setups, but faileds are currently my favorites. Maybe they're encroaching on inside bars being my favorites. Inside bars used to be. Faileds might be my favorites now.
Well, I appreciate everything so far. I've only been with you for a week, and I've almost got a funded account, and
Oh, that's awesome.
I've blown up so many, and so yeah, cheers. Thank you.
Hey, you're pressing the buttons.
I'm just pushing the button in the right places
You
now.
started talking and my headset just came out.
No, that's okay.
Sorry. Okay, I can hear you now, I think.
No, I was just saying I push the buttons now in the right place rather than the wrong places.
Yeah. Yeah, that's advantageous. $8.35 entry. Good Lord Jesse. Hey. Break a structure. That thing, those can move. There's 100 points. Riley said took 3 losses today. This one winner has me up over 500 on the day. Thank you for showing me the art of scaling and taking full position losses every time holds me back a lot. Yeah, that's something I know that the other professional traders, people who do this for a living, do as well. That I do, since I also do this for a living. But the other guys that I trade with or look up to, or have been around for a while, they all trade kind of similarly. They will add into winners. Now they will also, a lot of them trade options, so they'll average down, and I'll average down on options, but I don't in futures. But averaging up just makes your winners so much more, it has more profit, versus if you're looking at a loser and you just go all in at once and you take a loss, you take a full one R loss. But if you're trading with, say you enter with half size and you don't average down, then you took a half R loss. And then if you go in with half size and then it goes in your favor, then you add the other half and then it goes up to 1R, then you're up 1R. So it's a really, really good way to get more profit without necessarily having to make more trades or better trades or anything like that. Excuse me. Mario said, ditto that remark, learning the strat. I am up to 3 PAs now, and I've never been there before. I've noticed over the past 2 months of paying attention to you and a lot of studying of the strat. On the weekends, I'm much more comfortable on entry, and my entries are starting to match yours. Now I'm working on how to scale using PAs. Tell myself I have them for life now, no hurry to risk a lot. Correct. Might be underscaling on my PAs. Sorry, still getting all the mucus out from my sickness last week. So like I said earlier, Mario, it's a lot easier to add size than take it off. So, once you feel comfortable with where you're at, if you think, it's time to take the next step. Now, trading 1 micro is probably not going to do anything for you. At least not enough to really change your life with 3 PAs. But, so like I said, it's easier to add size than take it off. But, like you said, you have the PA for life. So there's no real reason to over risk. 3 PAs can absolutely make you enough income to pay a lot of bills or buy a lot of frivolous items or what have you. So, take it slow. PAs are another journey. I've gone through PAs before. I've blown PAs. I've blown funded accounts. I've blown real accounts. Thankfully, I'm on the other side of that now. But it's another journey to go through, and something new to learn, and something new to figure out how to handle emotions now that it's real. It's the reason I like prop firms so much is it kind of bridges that gap between it's your money and it's fake money. It is real money because you'll get paid with real money, but it's also not money you're actively losing. Like, today I'm obviously up, but if I were up or if I were down, $1,000 on a trade, then I'm not down 1,000 in my money, like in my pocket, versus options. If I'm down $1,000, I'm down $1,000. So it kind of bridges the gap, which I think's definitely a benefit. But yeah, take things slow, scale up over time. I can tell you, going into the Christmas season is going to be one that you'll either follow me and my rules blindly and then look at the charts and see why I have those rules, or you'll make your own rules. But there's a reason I'm not trading Christmas week. And honestly, next year I'm probably not trading the week before either. I will take Friday off for sure, the 22nd. But if there's any sign of things slowing down, I'll just cut it out. The last half of the year is just disgusting. Or not last half, last week. So I just say that as a warning. Like, this is December 20th, so we had good action up until the week prior. What is that? So the week before Christmas. Yeah, this is the week of Christmas here and New Year's. So pretty much the last week, definitely the last week, was no bueno. Go to the 21. Same thing here. Actually had some movement up until Christmas, right? And then here is the week of Christmas to Thanksgiving. Doji failed to, outside bar. Actually, it's right here. So, all that to say, be careful if you're going to trade during Christmas time. When you say failed 2s and 3 bars as well, are you watching on 5 and 15 minute? I'm really liking the 3 bars at a reversal point. Yeah, 5 and 15. I mean, you can. The theory behind why a 3 bar or failed 2s works on any time frame theoretically. If you're trying to catch a trend, the 1 minute's probably not the best time frame to look for it. The 5 minute or 15 minutes probably going to be a little bit easier to read. So for that reason, I'd say the 5 and 15 are probably where I'd start. So like here on the 5, we have a failed 2 down. Now the close is still on the bottom half of the candle, so I'm not too worried about it. Even if we go 2 up, I think it's probably gonna go back to, worst case 15,800 and then take another leg down. So, and I'm in very partials right now, so I'm not losing or making a ton of money per point anymore. So, Mickey, Jesse, are we mitigating that area with like a couple FEGs for a small gain? Not sure what you mean. Are you saying should you go up and try to catch these fair value gaps to mitigate them? If so, I would reference what I said to Isaac a couple minutes ago. Probably 10 or 20 minutes now, but no, I don't go counter trend. I try not to. Try not to. CL Moonshot up $1 since I was looking at it. ES is under its low day. Look at gold now. Over 24 points, 25 points since I said I was looking at going short. Should have just pulled the trigger. Inside bar on the 5 here. I think I'm going to add a little bit and go short. Do you use inverse fair value gaps? No, I don't. I learned a little about them this weekend from some guys on the server, but they still don't quite make sense to me, but that's okay. And I think, honestly, adding anything right now is silly of me. I enjoy my system. I understand my system. So. Looking for this 5 minute to break that inside low. Back-to-back inside bars. Those are not my faves. Did go 2 down. .44 trim on the Qs. Alrighty. All right, trim in a little bit of those ads from earlier. Oh, shoot. Oh boy, let me get caught up here. Short options or futures? Well, I short futures. I don't short options. I just go long options. Go so long puts. All right, getting back caught up. Bullish global. Well, that's a lot of text. Yeah, that's a lot. Sounds like a lot of prediction. I don't do any predicting. You're predicting global equity, GDP, Fed cut hikes, jobless claim, petrol price, crude oil dropping under 65, market bullish. That's a lot of predicting. I do not do that. I react. I don't predict. If you predict, good luck. Max said, if you weren't short before, what would be a good entry? A pullback, probably golden zone on Fibonacci. Holger said, is going into lunchtime a good idea? I do not think so. Tommy, Jesse, what's your trading schedule look like? Do you skip Fridays? I do. Fridays are historically my worst day of the week, and I somehow choose, like, the Fridays I miss all seem to have a trend, and the Fridays I trade all seem to chop. So so I do not trade Fridays anymore. Excuse me. Yeah, I haven't traded Fridays in them. Well, like, I've been taking off Fridays for a year and a half, 2 years. Long time. Coming up on lunch hour here. Alrighty. I am going to close NQ and also Qs. Just going to go flat, and that's going to be it for today. Alrighty. Incredible day today. I will be working on the PowerPoint for tomorrow's class. It will be recorded, TBD if it'll be publicly accessible or if it's going to be zero to funded only recorded. It's definitely going to be, the lesson's going to be chopped up and put onto YouTube. And then eventually it'll be put into a one-stop shop for zero to funded. Like, what's it called? Coursely or something like that. Not a course you pay for because you'll already have it with your subscription, but something just so that it's all in one place. You can click around and see topics and all that. But that won't be for probably till Q2 next year. But maybe I'll start adding it and give people access. But alrighty, so really good day today. One loss on CL, one win on NQ. That clearly covered for all of that. Then 2 wins on Qs. So I will see you all here tomorrow, same time ish. Probably going to start at 9:45. When I do that, I tend to trade better. If I trade before 9:45, I typically don't have a good trade on. So I'm going to probably force myself to not trade before 9:45 by not being at my computer before then. So that's probably the plan for here on out. And yeah, see you all here tomorrow. Thanks for coming out, and have a great rest of your day, guys. See ya.
Thanks, Jesse.
Yep. See you guys.